Miss Balili lead the prayer. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning, class. I'm Miss Nicola Ann Celeste, your teacher in Art Appreciation subject. Can you please stand up again for our energizer to boast your confidence as we discuss our topic today? I have here a video for us to be guided on our energizer.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Please be seated and pick up the pieces of garbage and arrange your chairs properly. So now, I will check your attendance. So please sit at your respective chairs so that I will not mark you absent. Okay, very good. No one is absent. So now, who among you here can review on our previous lesson? Okay, Kathleen, can you recall on what was the previous lesson? Very well said. So our previous topic was about the function of art. By the way, did you bring the materials and tools that I assigned you last meeting? Okay, very good. So let's move on. I have here the terms that we will encounter along the way. First, non-representational is relating to a style of art in which objects do not resemble those known in physical nature. Second, representational is an artwork that aims to represent actual object or subject from reality. Third, two-dimensional is a flat plane figure or a shape that has length and width, does not have any thickness, and can be measured in only two faces. Four, three-dimensional is a solid figure or an object or shapes that has length, width, and depth or thickness. For your activity, you are going to draw or paint anything you want, either it is non-representational or representational subject. I will give you 5 minutes to draw or paint your output. Are you done? Can you please pass your outputs to the front? In doing your artwork, what have you noticed on your drawing or painting? Do you think this output has something to do with our topic today? Who can guess our topic? Okay, thank you for your participation. So today, we will discuss about elements of art design. But before that, I am going to read first our learning outcomes. At the end of the lesson, 90% of the students are expected to, first, define the element of art design. Second, recognize the importance of the elements of art design as the building block in creating art. Third, design your own artwork using the elements of art design. So now, who can guess what is elements of art design? Okay, very good. Elements of art design is the visual tools that the artist uses to create a composition and a building block. Graphic designer use the element of design to create an image that can convey a certain mood, draw the eye in a certain direction, to evoke a number of feelings. While the elements of art design form the basic of any image, designer can also lean on the principle of art design, which are a set of practices of working with the element of design that makes a composition look pleasing to the eye. So, who can guess what are the 7 elements of art design? That's right. So the 7 elements of art design are line, shapes, form, colors, value, space, and texture. Let's proceed. The first element is line. Can you read the passage, Ms. Mendez? Okay, thank you. Line is the foundation of drawing and a powerful tool since it is the base when we create an artwork. A path created by a moving point marked as object refers to the way that 2 points in space are connected, whether they're horizontal lines, diagonal lines, or vertical lines. Lines can help direct the eye toward a certain point in your composition. You can also create texture by incorporating different types of line, such as curved or patterned lines instead of just straight lines. Do you know that that is considered as line? Yes, it is. For example, when you made 2 dots, then you connected it to each other, then you can create line. The second is shape. Can you read the lines, Miss Marian? Okay, thank you. A shape is a 2-dimensional area that is surrounded by an outline. As what I've said or mentioned earlier, that 2-dimensional is a flat, plain figure or a shape that has length and width and the result of closed lines. Let's proceed. The third is form. Please read Miss Nikki. Okay, thank you. Form is the 3-dimensional version of a shape. It is also a shape, but in an upgraded way. Why? Because it can be viewed from different angles and it is not flat. Form have height and width, but they also have depth. Graphic artists can use other elements including line, colors, values, and shadow to give the form appearance of a 3-dimensional shape. The fourth is color. Miss Kathleen, can you read the phrase? Okay, thank you. It is one of the most important elements of art because it helps establish mood and give life for your composition or artwork. When light waves strike an object and reflect back to the optic nerve in the human eyes, and that's the reason why it can get attention or interest by the viewers. Artists and designers use color to depict and describe the subject. Color is used by designers to portray mood, light, depth, and point of view. Designers use the color wheel and the tenets of color theory. It is a set of guidelines for mixing, combining, and manipulating color to create color scheme. The fifth is value. It is the lightness and darkness of a color. The lightest value is white, or it is called 10, while the darkest value is dark, or it is also called shade. The value of a color are often visualized as gradient, which display a series of variation on a one hue. Hue is also known as color, arranged from the lightest to the darkest. Artists can use the various values of color to create the illusion of mass and volume in their work. So next is space. Can you read Miss Balili? Okay, thank you. The spacing of your design is important because a layout that's too crowded can overwhelm the viewer's eyes. Making proper use of space can help others view your design as you intended. To further understand about space, white space or negative space is the space between or around the focal point of an image. The second type of space is positive space. It's the space that your subject matter takes up in your composition. Let's proceed. Texture is an element of art that plays to our sense of touch, or something feels or look like it would feel if you could touch it. Texture is one of the elements of design that is used to represent how an object appears or feels. So I have here two types of texture to fully understand on what I have discussed about texture. First type is tactile texture. It's a physical sense of touch, whether it's rough, smooth, or ribbed. The second type is visual texture. On the other hand, refers to the imagined feels of the illustrated texture, which can create more visual interest and a heightened sensory experience. Do you have any clarification and suggestion? If none, let's continue. Are you a beginner who wants to know about the different kinds of materials and tools of painting? Then you are in the right place. You will get to know about the 10 essential materials and tools used in painting. Who among you here have an idea about the materials and tools that are used in painting? Good idea! I guess you have stock knowledge about it. The first material is pencil. Can you read Miss Ariane? Okay, thank you. Pencil used in creating the base of the artwork. A pencil is not only used for creating base, but also for creating sketches and models. The next one is eraser. It is the tool that is used for removing unnecessary smudge or marks from the paper or the board. It helps you in making your artwork neater and cleaner. Next one is pens. It is useful in making permanent sketches. You can choose a pen of a single color or a multiple shades if you want to draw a colorful sketch, including gel pens, ballpoint pens, glitter pens, marker pens, fountain pens, or etc. These types of pens are some of the well-known varieties. The next material is watercolor paper. Can you read Miss Angel? Watercolor paper will also absorb more water than the normal one. Creating your watercolor painting on a normal paper will not provide you with the finishing that you are looking for. If you want your painting to look more beautiful and elegant, you must use watercolor paper. The next is painting canvas. It is the most common medium that all artists use for making daily art and masterpiece. It is a kind of fabric that supports and holds the color very firmly. The next one is color. Pigments or color that we use for providing different shades and to give life to the painting. Some of the most common types of colors that we use for creating are acrylics, oil paints, watercolor, and ink. The last materials to be used in creating paintings is masking tape. Can you read Mr. Alfonso? This kind of materials is optional, but also you can apply it to the areas where you don't want your canvas to get messy. So now let's proceed to the tools that I use in creating painting. The first tool is easel. This tool helps you in holding your canvas at a fixed place. The benefit of using easel is that you do not need to find a plain surface while painting outside. The second is color mixing palette. A color mixing palette is a tool that helps you in holding and mixing colors. The last tools to be used in creating painting is paintbrush. You need the different types of paintbrush for creating different patterns and design. It is also helped to easily apply the color that you choose for your painting. The next is the procedure in creating painting. There is a process of making for every product we see. It is the same time with painting. So the first steps in making or in creating painting is drawing. In the beginning, you was making just a simple sketch of something you wanted to paint. But then you was often tempted to improvise. Now, you tend more to precise drawing like on this photo. Then you transfer the drawing on canvas using graphite paper, which saves time. These steps will utilize the line and shapes which part of the elements. The next step is blacking in. After you make the sketch on canvas, you'll continue with blacking in, which is painting areas that are in shadow. This process helps you to see the depth in the canvas and in the same time emphasize the light areas. As we've seen or see here in the photo. The next step is adding color. Paint with acrylics or any types of color you want and paint in layer. Here is the first layer. It is very thin. This helps you to see how certain colors will fit on canvas, and if you don't like any, you can easily cover them with other color later. So the next is adding layers. Once you know the exact colors, you can apply thin layer of paint upon them. When the paint is on the canvas, it becomes more transparent. So as the light goes through the layer, it gives the depth on the painting at the end, just like we've see in the photo. So the last steps in creating painting is the finishing painting. The painting is basically done in step 4. In this last step, you just check the details or adding color here and there, usually white on this point if you want to emphasize some details. So after we discuss the materials, tools, and procedure in creating painting, am I clear? Do you have any clarifications, suggestions, and recommendations? If none, so let's proceed. Why elements of art design is important? Who among you here has an idea? Exactly right. So the element of art design is important because it describes what an artist has done, analyze what is going on in a particular piece, and communicate our thought and finding using a common language. Even though there is no words that are added, we can simply analyze and tell the meaning behind that painting or drawing. So for your performance task, this is an individual activity and I will let you draw or paint again using the element of art design. And if you're done, you can put your output in the whiteboard. But before you start, I will present first the rubrics for you to be guided in making your artwork. The first criteria is focus. Use the time well and be attentive in designing the artwork. Second, composition. Utilizing the elements of art design and consider the entire sheet of paper when making art. Third, creativity. It includes own idea and uniqueness. Fourth, craftsmanship. Show skills in creating artwork complete and made it with care. So the highest score is 4 and the lowest is 1. Oh, most of you have the potential in creating painting. There are some needs to improve, but all in all, you did a great job. A round of applause! To strengthen your idea, please define and explain Miss Kathleen to the elements of art design. Very well said. Mr. Alfonso, what is the importance of elements of art design in creating artwork? Excellent. I guess you've all paid attention. For now, I will give you another activity to further measure your understanding on the lesson we discussed today. So get 1/2 sheet of paper and answer the following. So here the first slide. Are you done? Can we proceed? For the second slide. So for the test 2, I will present first the rubrics in scoring your essay. Are you done? Please pass your paper to the front. 50% get the highest score, while 50% get passing score. So for your assignment, study in advance the principle of art design. That's all for today. Have a safe day ahead. Thank you and God bless.